This is where the fun begins.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Morning Coffee Chat here with me, OG Star Wars, and Stig Kenobi. And just before we began, he's seen something that he wanted to address. So I'm going to put this on, and then we're going to get things rolling here. So
could you highlight that comment?
Yeah, I
Miss
did.
Martin Muses. Peppermint stick ice cream flavored coffee. That's all kinds of fucked up. I mean, this is like putting caramel sauce on your meatballs for dinner or stuffing chocolate inside your oatmeal. This is barbarism. It's primitive. It's disgusting, and it pisses all over tradition. Spit it out. Spit it out now.
All right, so there's our disclaimer. As we could tell, Stig does not like flavored coffee. And so there we go. So he's seen that before we started and started ranting to me.
There's centuries of tradition with coffee. You're supposed to drink it like a human being.
And here we go. All right, so that really triggered Stig. And so here we go. So good morning, everyone. And again, we already know what's in Teresa's mug. And so what are you guys enjoying as beverage-wise, coffee-wise, or whatever? You could share in the comments there. And let's go ahead and see who's in the chat before we begin. So we had Robert DeCosta ready. He was waiting here for like 5 minutes or so. Yes, I'm catching it live today. The Rebellion run is one of my favorite Star Wars comics ever. Yes, it's really amazing. And I did post on Twitter before we began about Luke Skywalker, because many people think, oh, well, he's OP in the EU. He can do anything and everything, blah, 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 blah. Well, when you read through these comics, you learn that he is very naive. He's still green in learning the ways of fighting in the rebellion and stuff. So, and he does get grounded for some of his mistakes. So this is going to be a fun chat.
I mean, all you have to do is watch Empire Strikes Back, and you can tell that he fails a lot.
Exactly. And that goes into the EU too, which people don't think. And that even goes post Return of the Jedi. He still is learning. And so I don't know why people say that. You know, he has 40 years of development in the EU. So, all right. And then we have Ancient One. Hello, OG Star Wars and everyone. I apologize if I wasn't able to show up last live stream, but I had stuff going on that day. That's okay. I understand that.
No, it's not okay. Not okay at all. Nothing's more important than this stream, Ancient One.
Stig is on a roll today. I'm like, it's okay. I understand we have life stuff, issues and stuff going on. But Stig's like, no, it's not okay. Damn it. You got to be here. And then, of course, Miss Martin Muses and her traditional hand wave with her rose. And again, enjoy your coffee, lovely. It sounds delicious.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Makes me gag.
Yes. And then Zaggerot 315. Howdy, OG Stig and chat. My copy. Oh, you have your copy of The Heart of the Jedi. Awesome. And I'd love to hear that and see that. If you guys are still receiving copies, or if you have your copy and have not had a chance to share on Twitter, tag me in it. I would love to see your copy. And then Shane Nolan. Good morning. Hey everyone, Coke. Okay. Are you enjoying Coke?
I think he's saying that Ancient One and Teresa Martin are coked up.
Oh my God. Let's see here. And this is a sad state. Kenobi no longer has videos. This means my shout out to him is meaningless. It's okay. He's when you have to have the passion, and it has to be fun for you to produce videos or do videos, a YouTube channel. And if you don't have that anymore, there's no sense in it. And we were talking about that last night. And
well, they still exist. I just set it to private and stuff because it was distracting me, I guess. because I kind of always had it at the back of the head that I had to upload something else. But I never wanted to be a YouTuber. I never tried to have my own channel and stuff. So I just took it away, and I closed my Twitter as well. So, because I'd rather do this and talk about fandom, the stuff we like, rather than being drowned every day by Twitter drama and everything wrong with Hollywood, because Hollywood's fucked, right? It's completely, it's retarded. But I don't need to be told that, 200 times a day. So I just had to step away and.
Yeah, and and the debate and the thing is it gets pointless when people don't want to listen to them and look at facts about the company pre-Disney and stuff, and so it kind of gets it just gets repetitive and stuff. So and it gets useless.
So I didn't close my Twitter and stuff because I hate anyone. It's just it was just a noise, It's tiring, and I gave it some thought, and I was like, I'd rather talk about stuff I like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just nerd out and have fun, And we did that last night on our Open Airlock Policies channel, and that was so much fun. And we were agreeing we could have went longer than we did. We were basically talking about the Clone Wars era and all the Tartakovsky and and then some controversy in there, and talked about a little bit about the clones and the Bad Batch versus Noel Arc, and it was a great conversation. So you guys go check it out. I did repost it last night on my Twitter, so go check it out and watch it later on. You might learn something. There's always little nuggets that maybe you didn't know about, and so it's always worth catching, even if you know.
And every time I'm on streams like that, I learned something new as well, or remember something I had forgotten 20 years ago. So it's all good.
Yeah, it is, and that's that's the purpose of the channels here. And I'm strictly George Lucas era of Star Wars. I was thinking about doing a little bit of other pop culture or even movie reviews, like for native movie reviews, but I haven't had a chance to do that. So we'll see what happens in the future.
You need to watch Over the Top.
Over the Top.
Yeah, with Stallone.
Okay. Okay. I'm recalling that now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I did before we get into the comic here, I was in Reno this last weekend, and I went to an antique store, and I found every single X-Wing novel, non-legend banner, classical Star Wars cover with the raised foiled logo and stuff like that at that comic store for like $4. Maybe a couple of them were $5, but $4. So I snagged those puppies up, and it has the original covers on there, and then of course each cover has the signature of the artist. Paul Ewell, I guess his name, was the one that did the covers, and beautiful books, and I am so excited about them. And so whatever books I have that I'm replacing that has Legends logo, I'm planning on doing special giveaways and stuff in the future. So, and I have an Heart of the Jedi, extra Heart of the Jedi, so I will be announcing a special giveaway for that as well. All right. Yeah, so I'm excited.
You've forgotten to ask what's in my mug.
Yes. Okay. So what is in your mug? That's right, because you were like, I have something and I can't wait to share it. So
yes, I have fresh peach iced tea.
Oh, that sounds really good.
And I didn't put caramel or hamburgers in it either, Teresa.
I don't think have we ever put hamburgers inside our stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if you did.
No. Because that doesn't, like I said, we don't, you could put peach flavor in your coffee or in your tea. That's just like a little bit of peppermint or whatever. That's just the same concept, but with coffee.
Princess Leia and Mara Jade would never do that.
Are you sure about that?
Because they're traditionalists.
Oh my God. So here's the comics here. This is number 3 of In the Shadows of Yavin, In the Shadow of Yavin, not Shadows.
Yeah. You know what Chewie's yelling in that picture?
What's he yelling?
Fuck.
Oh my
And
God.
Han Solo's saying, eat shit. And it's done in slow motion too.
Oh yeah, and you can hear kind of like slow motion music going on right
No,
there.
it's slow motion voices.
Slow motion. Well, you know how they have slow motion music too, but slow motion voices too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could see, is that the Executor? Is that looks like Vader's ship? Like
It's the Executor, not
there we
Executor.
go. Okay, Executors. Sorry.
Yeah, because they execute.
Yeah. All right. So here
there's another ship called the Sexecutor, and Lando almost bought it.
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, he did have a ship called the Love Commander or something like that. I forget the name of it, but yeah, he did have a ship that was named kind of like very.
Yeah, there's one called the Lady Luck too.
Yeah.
I think it was Luck or something that rhymes with luck.
Yeah, so he had
Lando's.
Lady Luck, and then he had the Love Commander. I think that was like a yeah. So that was weird. That was not weird, but you expect that with him because he is, a ladies' man.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's make sure I'm on the right track here. Okay, all right. So here we go. So we have Vader here. He he goes Emperor's Order, Lord Vader. He basically gets stationed to foresee and oversee the construction of the second Death Star here. So he's reporting to them, and of course, he has such that the people fear him so much, and his commander, this person here, is breaking down in a sweat.
Yeah, and Vader is in an extra foul mood.
He is, because. Go ahead.
Yeah, in these comics, but yeah.
Oh yeah, because the previous 2 comics that we reviewed like 2 weeks ago, basically he got demoted for his failure at Yavin, in a sense, and got his ship taken away from him.
Yeah, he's grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because, like father, like son, kind of.
Yeah, this is what we're leading to. So, so he's basically in there telling his orders and stuff like that, and of course, the general's nervous. So,
yeah, he's overseeing the construction of the second Death Star, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Also, this artwork is fantastic.
Yes,
but I don't like the design of Vader's helmet.
Okay, and why is that?
Something's off about it. It doesn't look like it should look.
Yeah.
I think it's the triangle thing on his face. Maybe it's like I don't know. Something's off about it.
Yeah, it looks like it's too compact.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like it has shrunk or something.
Yeah.
Vader has shrinkage.
Oh my God. that usually, the fire shrink him, huh? No. All right. Let's go. The lava. All right, so here we go. So this is friggin' cool here. I really like this because they're above Endor, so they're already, building it. It's all, it's top secret basically until the Bothans discover. They discover it. So we know the story about that. So they're at the sanctuary moon of Endor system, and Darth Vader, due to his failure at the battle at Yavin, he has been relieved of his position commanding the primary Imperial fleet, and suffers under constant insult from his master, the Emperor Palpatine. So he's like, Palpatine's just adding more salt to the wounds, but they do that on purpose because the Sith, they hatred, anger, and stuff fuels their dark side. So and that's probably intentional for him to do with Vader, because that will just motivate him and even more So
yeah. Oh, and we have Mazarus in the chat. Haven't seen him in quite a while.
Oh, okay.
He's a big time EU enthusiast.
Oh,
And a
nice.
nice fellow too.
All right. Glad you're joining us. Good day to you both, and chat. May the force be with you, and may the force be with you as well. So thank you for joining us.
That's not what it says. It says, mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's go on. The existence of his replacement, the upstart Colonel, Colonel Britcher, mocks him from light years away. So he's like getting it from all ends, basically. Vader,
Yeah.
And so this is like. This is between A New Hope and of course Empire Strikes Back. So this is what's going on, and there's like a 3-year gap, I believe.
We know from the Clone Wars comics and the movies that Anakin does not like it when he doesn't get credit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so this is pushing Anakin's buttons, as you know, even though he's Vader at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And
so he's in a really, really bad position.
Oh yeah, and we'll see that in this comic. We will see that because it's crazy, typical Vader fashion. So the second Death Star, being constructed in secret within the resource-rich indoor system, one day may serve as Vader's revenge on the rebels. For now, it's a remote construction site and will well beneath Vader's abilities to administrate. So again, it's just poor Vader. He's not having a good day right now. He's not. And so we are switching scenes here, and we're seeing that there is a rescue practice. And look at this. This person has to wear a suit. Can't just survive out in the middle of space. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
So it's Luke. They're doing a practice rescue type scenario, and so we see this, and this is what's her name? I didn't write it down, but we'll get to it.
Yeah. And imagine though, that hyperspace jump he does.
Mm-hmm.
He arrives stunningly close to the lady.
Oh yeah.
Give it that's an insane precision. But if he had been like a few feet off, she would have gotten the point of that X-wing right in his stomach at hyperspace speed.
Yeah, so he rescues her, and she's like, Luke Skywalker, you're my hero, and he's all, cut off the chatter, Gray 7, you're dead, and so again, this is just a practice rescue drill, and so he rescues her, and of course they have to, get in the X-wing, and it's a very limited space, and so she's sitting right on top of his lap.
Yeah.
And he has the thing of like, okay, well, so this is a practice rescue, and this could be a scenario where we have to jump, and we can't do a straight hyperspace jump to our destination. We would have to, do a series of jump so that the Imperials wouldn't follow them and stuff like that. He decides to take that in his own stride, and he goes against orders of this practice drill that he's doing. And so this is very promiscuous here.
Also, the X-wings have a holo projector, right, in the cockpit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So technically, while you're making hyperspace jumps, the pilot could actually sit there and watch movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you have a holo projector, you can do that. That's basically a 3D TV.
Yeah, that'd be cool, huh? Have a 3D TV like that.
Yeah. They could have drive-ins in space.
There you go.
Like have a big screen of sorts, or a big holo projector.
Yeah.
And have ships from all over the galaxies, show up and just watch.
Yeah. Nice. Oh my God, just imagine that.
I'm actually surprised they haven't done something like that.
I know, huh? You would think that
because the drive-ins, that's something from the 50s, and that's something that's close to Lucas's heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the car stuff from the 50s, and you've seen American Graffiti.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Great point. And now you probably have a chat going like, "Oh my God, that's a good idea." I'm not seeing chat right now, but yeah. So so he takes it in his own stride to go against the training orders, even though they're in strict blackout, I guess you can say, because there is someone they have a spy among them right now, and so they were put on a mission by Mon Mothma, and Mon Mothma doesn't want anything to know about anything, so they Luke's like, okay, well, we can go this way, so that we're not followed, and again, this is a practice run, and again, like, this is very suggestive, and like how they're acting with each other, there's some kind of attraction. So
yeah, I think she's directly on his flight stick deliberately.
yes, his flight stick. And so they take off, and they said it's going to be like a few days, I guess. Imagine that. Hyperspace takes a few days, or it just isn't like bam, you're there kind of deal.
That it takes a few days, but they're that cramped up, and what if you have to go to the toilet? How do you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that means at least one of them shit their flight suit.
I think that there's a way, but who knows?
Well, not if it's that cramped. It's not like you get privacy.
Well, they're not concerned with that. They're very happy with their situation right now.
Yeah.
Go Luke Skywalker. And of course, so we're at the Rebel fleet right here. So sometime later, and of course they're there, and Leia's pissed. So there's someone yells out, "Flight Officer Skywalker." So he's a flight officer. He has no rank yet. He's just a flight officer. That's all. And where have you been? You are hours overdue. And so you could see them still hugging on each other and stuff like that, and Wedge is over there like looking annoyed, so, and
she looking annoyed. He wishes he had a chicken. When he sees the lady kiss Luke, he's like, "Oh, how I wish I had a chicken."
Oh my God. You cannot get over that chicken, can you? And so her name is Preeti. So I was going to say Preetha, but I knew it was wrong. But her name is Preeti. So they tell her to confine to your quarters, and basically that Luke is going to get a talk to. Now we're switching scenes. We're in Imperial Center, which at the time, that's Coruscant still. So Imperial Center, Coruscant. So basically, Han is waiting to meet with the person that Mon Mothma set him up to meet with for this mission here. And, so he has a bottle of wine, of course, or of alcohol. And, and courtesy of Mon Mothma, I guess. He kind of says that, if he would have to sell the Falcon to afford something like that. So we have this a little bit of, thing going on here. And so they're waiting. And so they get the call, and he buzzes him in. And here he is. So here's the agent that was set up to meet with by Mon Mothma. And what's very interesting is that he says, "I see you have a Wookiee. The rebellion's fetish for including non-humans in its operations is somewhat less than charming, especially when one of them is aiming a weapon at you." And of course, Chewie's always ready to Chewie, he's ready. He make sure that this guy isn't a fraud, and he turns out he is. And if this isn't hinting on that he isn't the person that they're supposed to meet with, because we know that the Empire they are xenophobic.
Yeah.
So this isn't a hint right here, then I don't know what.
I mean, look at him, though. He looks like a villain.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Who's the bad guy? Oh, yeah, probably that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, he looks like he has the same hairdo, I guess, as and the same sidebeard as Mr. T in Rocky 3.
Yes, he does, huh?
Yeah, B.A. Baracus.
Yes, he does. And so So they're supposed to be exchanging credits or something like that. And here's the box here. And I'm afraid I will need to take possession of the full amount up front. My contract in the Imperial Armory will not release the merchandise until, but we get, he is discovered, and, so.
Yeah. Han shoots him in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, this is so excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what Han Solo is supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they realize that, open up, this is Imperial security. So now the rest of them are coming for them. So they realize, oh shit, we were set up. And, Mon Mothma didn't realize who she set us up with. And so again, they're searching for the spy that's infiltrating the Rebel Alliance. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this right here. And they are in between bases right now because, again, we're in between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. They haven't really, settled on Hoth yet. They're still looking. We haven't got to that point yet. So they're still looking for a base to settle down. So they're basically drifting, I guess you can say, and trying to stay out of the Imperial sites.
Yeah. Also, Soul Assassin. There's no point in sharing my Twitter in the chat because I quit.
Yeah. Yeah, he all his videos are now hidden. So, and then
no, I meant the Twitter. Twitter's
gone Twitter. Too. I'm sorry. I'm talking about YouTube. Yeah, that's right. Twitter too. Matt Wilkins, there's a pair of nuggets between those chicken legs.
So he checked, did he?
I guess so. Stig is chicken phobic. And hello, how are you doing, Matt? And let's see here. Did Stig get a scandalous Darth Talon picture for his birthday?
No, I'm still waiting for an email from you, Mr. Wilkins, with scandalous Darth Talon pictures.
Okay. Well, I hope that comes soon to your inbox.
Yeah.
So now you have to send that, Matt. There you go.
He's gonna send me full-blown porn. I'm sure of it.
Matt, what?
He's gonna send full-blown porn. I'm sure of it.
Well, that's between you two. Enjoy your birthday gift. He's gonna send you a picture of a chicken humanoid.
I'm sure he will.
Oh my God. So basically now we're here with Leia, and she is basically reprimanding Luke for his actions, even though he was sent on a training rescue. Again, like I said earlier, that they're supposed to stay, they're basically in a blackout right now. And so she reprimands him for this because she's like, we don't want to be noticed or seen by the Imperials. And so what you did could have compromised our mission, basically. So look at her face. She's like pissed off at him. And, and she tells him that he's not very disciplined right now. And Luke's mad because he's getting it from her. So kind of spoils the mood from him being with Preetha now to a pissed off Leia.
Yeah. When she does that though and looks hot as hell when she's scolding him, people are just gonna keep breaking the rules just to
Oh my God. You're like, scold me some more, Princess Leia.
Yes. And don't tie me up with the ropes that are in the fourth dresser over there behind the socks.
My God. And then she tells him, you aren't here to impress the girl, Luke. I need you to follow orders. And then he's like, you don't trust me? So, and this right here, I did share the middle strip on Twitter, but this right here, she goes, and then she's like, Luke, do you really think that this is what? And he goes, I took on the Death Star for you, Leia. So he throws that in her face. And at this point, they don't know they're siblings. So we still have this kind of like push and pull between them right now.
Yeah, and they're actually arguing a little bit like siblings, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They are.
But, Luke has gotten cocky, and you do see hints of that in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
because
Exactly.
he does get cocky when he has some success, and I think that's very well written because he's been cooped up on Tatooine, right,
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
nothing really exciting going on,
Yeah.
and you see him boast about having bullseye womp rats in his T-16 and blah blah blah. You
Hmm.
know, as if that's some kind of big deal.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it's he's not used to success
Hmm.
and all that, and it has gone to his head a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
then again, if you blow up a Death Star, it's probably going to boost your ego a bit too.
Yeah. Finding new, I guess you can say abilities,
Yeah,
and
because
being able to use them like that.
I was when I played those X-wing games back
Uh-huh.
in the day, and they were really hard, especially
Yeah.
the first one. And I did the Death Star mission. It took me like 50 tries. It was way more difficult than it looks in the movie. When I first did it, I was boasting like a bitch at school.
He like I was I was being so cocky.
Yeah. And I had the same save game too, with the
Uh-huh.
medal, the Death Star medal on my uniform.
Oh,
I was
okay.
playing it while wearing a bicycle helmet, swimming goggles, and
In your
boxers.
trunks. Yeah. All right. And so basically she says, but you didn't do it alone, did you? That's what I need you to understand. So again, what you pointed out, him being, basically, he wasn't alone on Tatooine, but he was very secluded because he, was with his aunt and uncle. He was basically being hidden in plain sight. So he didn't explore much other than going to, the local, towns or cities or whatever there, which is very minimal and stuff. And so she has a point here, and she tells him he's a part of a team, and more to the point, a military organization, which he's never had training in.
Yeah, and also, the middle picture, he's saying that,
Uh-huh.
he's the best pilot they have. No,
Mhm.
he's not.
No, and she tells him, she says
Yeah,
basically right now, but Wedge gets the honor. Wedge follows orders. Wedge spends his personal time working on his training packages to help keep his pilots alive.
yeah,
Dismissed Flight Officer Skywalker. Holy
yeah.
shit.
I
She
mean,
puts him in his place.
Wedge is a flying ace.
Yes, he is.
Luke isn't.
Not yet.
He's a good pilot, but he doesn't reach Wedge's knees at this point.
Yeah, and this is called growth and development. Everybody in chat and who's watching, listening, or whatever, Luke did experience that, compared to what we are seeing now, with the new crap. And that's that's my point right here, is that Luke Skywalker, he's cocky, he's naive, he doesn't have full training, he's and what have you, and he gets put in his place. It's development.
Yeah, and Leia's right.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, he is a bit of a liability.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she takes away his X-wing privileges.
Yes, she does. And basically, she talks to it. Let me see. I think I passed it up. She tells him, she gets a hold of 3PO. Disable Luke's X-wing command codes until you hear otherwise from me. Holy shit! She grounds his ass.
Yeah, Luke is grounded.
Yes, he is literally grounded. This guy. Oh my god. And so they do have a mission that they're going on as well, but Luke can't go, and that has to sting hard. Oh my god.
He has to stay at home and watch soap operas.
Exactly.
And he doesn't get to put caramel and hamburgers in his coffee.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, let's go on here. And so, Wedge is basically telling their mission, they by Incom modified the that for this new model. So they're talking about the new model here. So this is basically the stealth X-wing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the stealth X-wings. And some people are just, they're basically conversing about that. He goes, I just don't see how that doesn't decrease our sensor cones. And so basically they're just discussing, about the X-wing and stuff. And basically, Wedge, are we flying today or what? And basically they tell her she's grounded too. Prithee is grounded. You aren't Prithee, basically. So she gets grounded as well.
Yeah, and we have Mora Jade showing up in the chat as well.
Oh, hello.
A huge EU fan. She's like a glowing candle in the dark.
There we go. There we go. The soap opera as the Death Star turns. Yes. As the Death Star turns. Yes. I love that. Thank you for popping in. I know that you're busy with homework as well. I totally understand the schoolwork crap and get it done. Get her done. All right. And so the rest of you, suit up, Wedge, you are up for a little demo. And so they're going through this and basically.
Soul Assassin wants you to zoom in on Leia while she's in that uniform.
Okay. There you go.
See? Hello there.
Like mother, like daughter. We get Jaina in her, their current Stealth X, flight suit. And look at Leia right here. Isn't that cool? I love it.
She's like, help me, Steve Kenobi. You're like dope.
You're like dope. Oh my God. All right. So basically, Prithi gets grounded as well. And here's a great reference here. Prithi is from Deepa Balaba's planet. So they come from the same planet.
Yeah, which is a little bit based of India.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have the caste thing on their forehead. And
yeah.
Look, representation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And Leia questions Prithi a little bit. She basically is now suspecting maybe Prithi, like she questions who she is, because Prithi was left her world and her studies to be a part of the Rebel Alliance and be a pilot.
Yeah, and she's at this point the princess is a little bit jealous, I think, of the attention Prithi is giving Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably thinks she's a bit of a floozy, and she's probably right.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, floozies aren't bad people. They're actually excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And so we have Prithi looking at, one of the data pads there and stuff. And so now we're switching things here. Or now they took off. That's what I see right here.
Yeah, they're testing the ships, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so they're testing them and stuff. And let's see here. Oh yeah, so Leia is also testing, but she starts remembering things. She starts reflecting back from the first Death Star, and so let's go to the next page. So she starts reflecting back about about their time on the Death Star. I took on the Death Star for you. So she's remembering what Luke just told her, like when she was reprimanding him for his carelessness, his recklessness in the training that they put him on. He goes, I took on the Death Star for you, Leia. Luke's words hang in her thoughts. The petulance of a farm boy addressing a young woman who spent days under the brutal administrations of an imperial integration droid. So she's remembering this. So what their confrontation when she had to reprimand Luke is basically eating her right now. And then Grand Moff Tarkin barely contained glee as he ordered the destruction of her homeworld. And Vader,
Tarkin had a blast.
He did. It was that was crazy. That was like, oh my God, that was like you could see the venom coming out of his mouth and stuff. That was crazy. And Vader's hands gripping her forearms so hard as he forced her to watch that she was bruised for weeks. So basically his grip bruised her for weeks. Yeah. Just imagine having that on your arms.
It's a personal space invader.
And Princess Leia Organa, senator from Alderaan, noted diplomat and key player in the alliance to restore the Republic, has little patience for those who can condescend to her, condescend to her, because when whether it be in an INCOM T-16 snub fighter or in the Grand Chamber of the former Senate, and then boom, she is anyone's equal. And people did not. I mean, people are saying there was no proper representation for women and different people and species in past Star Wars. We get
and
the moment of hers.
She's in an X-wing though, and she's saying that she's anyone's equal. We'll learn later on that women drivers aren't that good in space either.
Oh my god. Not necessarily, but she's not as a great a pilot as her Skywalker, the Skywalker men.
Yeah,
So.
at one point she tries to reverse parking and it ends badly.
Oh my god. Her daughter though, Jaina friggin' is excellent. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now we get back to the Imperial Center, which is Coruscant. And we have the stormtroopers after Han here. So they were set up. And Mon Mothma had no idea that they were set up, you know. So again, this whole plot here is looking for the spy that's, you know, insurging, you know, that's in, you know, insurging the Rebel Alliance basically. And so they're meeting a lot of, you know, heat, I guess you can say, and trying to escape.
Yeah. Shootout, proper shootout with stormtroopers that aren't completely useless.
Yeah. Who'd think, huh? And you know what?
And then Han says, "There's too many of them." You know, that's what the younglings said.
Oh yeah, that's right. And you know, so when we were, you know, when I was just like looking up different, you know, like the clones and how like when it comes to the Empire, the Dark Times, and how they started, you know, recruiting, you know, just people for the stormtroopers and stuff like that. There was still clones remaining in the 501st, and just going along with Vader's 501st, you know, from, you know, the takedown of the temple all the way to when we have the first Death Star blown up. You know, there was when Vader was repositioned in these comics elsewhere, or even before then, there was a mission that Vader put his 501st on that got them off the Death Star before the destruction happened. And so, you know, so when we see Vader and his stormtroopers, those are his 501st. And so when Vader sends his troops down to like even Tatooine to find the droids and stuff like that, he's sending down his 501st. Those are the best stormtroopers ever, because, you know, Vader does not want anything less. We know that. If you mess up, you're dead, basically, when it comes to Vader.
Yeah.
So, so, you know, this little bit of like stormtroopers can't aim bull crap, you know, then, you know, it was a fan thing because I don't know. Yeah. But I digress from that. So let's move on. Let's see here. So we have, you know, we still have the gun, you know, the shooting going off here, and it looks like they're kind of pinned down in this little
They're
area.
in the bathroom. You can actually see a Star Wars toilet.
Yeah, I know. I was just realizing that there, and I seen that.
This is the only time I've actually seen a Star Wars toilet.
Mm-hmm. And it's called the refresher, so they're in the refresher.
Yep. Yeah, that's the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But that there is a toilet.
A sink in the toilet.
Yeah. So Star Wars does have toilets. That's the 40-year-old question has been answered.
Yes, and then like their showers or Sanistine or something like that.
Yep.
You know, so there you go. So there you go. There's the bathroom. They're pinned down in the
bathroom. There's a scoop. Let it be known. Steve Kenobi was the one who identified the Star Wars toilets. First one.
The first one. There you go. In the comics. Look at that, people. Dun dun dun. So if you ever had the question about that, there you go. All right. Oh wait, let's go back. Did I miss anything important here? Oh no, they're just still. Yeah, they're pinned down. They're trying to make their way out. You know, a lot of heat going on.
Yeah. They shoot holes in the bathroom wall to escape.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Right there. It looks like they have a window or something right here, but it could be just lights. You know how sometimes
I think it's a mirror.
A mirror? Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because you see the mirror above the sink, and then you see it when Han's aiming.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I'm talking behind him, like a window, but then
I know it's the light.
Yeah, I know that they have lights on the wall too. So
Yeah, it looks like someone had an accident on the floor. Probably Chewie.
where's that at?
Next to Han's leg, the top right picture.
That looks like from one of the blaster bolts hitting the ground there.
No, it's Chewie. Chewie got frightened and had an accident. And then Han is like, I'm not staying in this room with that thing. And then
and he shoots the wall so they can get out. And then so we get back to the fleet, I guess you can say. And so we have that's a Mon Calamari ship, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Mon Calamari cruiser.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so again, if what Leia is on is a top secret mission. They have to stay below the radar. And Mom Mothma from the beginning told her she doesn't want to know what they're doing. They're trying to figure out like who is the spy. So, but she does meet with Mon Mothma anyways to kind of update on what's going on.
Yeah, and Mon Mothma knows that there's a spy somewhere, and she's actually disguising herself on the ship with a cloak.
Yeah.
A little bit cheesy, but it's cool anyway.
Yeah, and it's funny how they're meeting an area and the lights are all red and it's dark and mystery kind of thing, and Mon Mothma is not in her standard white robes and stuff too. So, I think it's a well put together little scene here. So, like I said, I encourage you guys, we're just like briefly going through the plot points here, scene by scene in this comic. But if you haven't read it, or if you want to reread it, pick it up again. It's a good read. It's a good little thing. You could sit down in the evening time and just relax, before going to bed or whatever and reading.
Yeah, this is in this is from the Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, Rebellion Volume 1. There's 4 volumes currently of the Rebellion one, so we have a lot of material.
Yes, a lot of material here. And it looks like I do have a super chat here. So Terminus, thank you. $5 super chat. All that scene needs is for someone to be sitting in the toilet. Then shit will really go down. Nice. Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. This helps support the channel so much. And I appreciate everyone's support. Even everybody being here or just listening to us review and go over this lore here and discussing Star Wars in this time frame. And again, if you guys are just tuning in, this comic is in between A New Hope and I think like this is like months after the Death Star was the first Death Star Yavin battle was, done. So
yeah, and the super chats you guys send, Alora puts them back into the channel, basically. Pays for Star Wars stuff to do content. So you're pretty much investing in the channel and the streams.
Exactly.
She's not buying chocolate for the money or anything.
Chocolate does sound good, but no. Yeah, it goes back into the channel. So since growing up, I really didn't collect the comics. And so now I'm collecting the comics now. And so, and being able to give you guys content to come in and listen to and enjoy, and encourage you guys to go and get these comics or the books or whatever. And just a little side note here before we go on with this comic here is that right now for literature review, we are reading Labyrinth of Evil. So I encourage if you want to follow along, it's not too late to get the book or pick it up again and read. It's a really good book. I've been enjoying. I have enjoyed it in the past. I'm rereading it again, so I'm enjoying it again. So pick it up, Labyrinth of Evil, and this is prequel to Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I've actually never read that one, so I'm getting new Star Wars content by reading that book.
Exactly, and you already noticed the continuity. Since just reading like not even the first chapter or 2 chapters or whatever.
Yeah, here's what I noticed.
Okay.
It says on the cover that it's the prequel to Revenge of the Sith. And the novel is directly referenced in the movie. So you can't say it's not canon. Right? Yeah. But the novel also, in the first few pages, references the comics that Alora and I reviewed a while ago, where Kenobi and Alpha have been captured by Ventress at her fortress, I guess at Rat Attack.
Yeah.
So, movie makes the novel canon, and then that means the contents of the novel would be canon as well, which means the comics. So, see how everything was in continuity back then? And, whenever someone says the EU wasn't canon, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, George directly referenced it in the movie as events that had transpired.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So you guys pick it up here. So their conversation is talking about the spy, and being again in in hiding, I guess you can say, and and again, I think she kind of references like Preetha, like they are Preethi of Chalaktan, and that's where Deepa Balaba is from. And I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And you can tell the similarities, like with the bendy on the forehead right there and stuff like that. And so they discuss about that, and then and she kind of tells what happened between her and Luke in that mission of rescue that they were doing and stuff. And Mon Mothma basically says, to Luke Skywalker, is there, she questions her feelings about what she did. And she says, is their relationship a distraction to you? Because she says basically Luke is being distracted by Preethi. And Mon Mothma, like, is that relationship distracting you? I was like, wow. Mon Mothma kind of hit her hard with that one. So
yeah, and she's right.
Yep. And then so look at Leia's face right here. So so they meet up, and then now we're switching scenes again. And so they're in deep space right here. And we stand on the brink, Min. So basically we have this must be Fel, right?
I don't know. It's your channel.
I'm trying to remember who this one is.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, but they have TIE interceptors now.
And look at the TIE fighters. Look at them in their suits and stuff. Look at that.
Yeah, I always liked the TIE interceptors for some reason. They just look cool. Even the regular TIE fighters look cool.
Exactly. They look like little flying eyeballs to me, always.
Yeah, they do. And George Lucas designed the ships early on to be almost like little symbols, and to make them very easily recognizable. And he succeeded, because if you've seen a TIE fighter once, you can't unsee it. Same with the X-Wings.
Yeah. So he's basically talking up his, up the fleet here. You represent the best of the best. Your fighters are the best of the best. The new interceptor models equipped with, so we get the new stealth X-Wing and we get the new interceptors, TIE fighters, the interceptors. And models equipped with proton torpedoes, hyperdrive engines. There you go. So they have hyperdrive engines in this, and advanced energy shields. The specs meet or exceed that of the Incom X-Wing. That the plane field's now leveled, basically. Yeah. So now we see the advancement of technology right here, even with the X-Wing and with the TIE fighters, the fighters. So I think this is pretty cool. So I just like this. I'm just like nerding out right now. Sorry, but let's go ahead and switch pages here.
Yeah, and it shows that every time the Emperor, every time the rebels make headway, the Empire is right behind them. Oh, and here's a big stupid thing they've done in Disney canon. you see that box on the pilot's chest? It's connected to tubes and stuff. That's the life support for a TIE fighter pilot.
Yeah.
That's why they have to wear the helmets and stuff, because there's no life support in the TIE fighters. It's too small. You're basically sitting in a little metal box.
Yeah, that's,
And then, Filoni decides, hey, yeah, we don't need life support in the TIE fighters. You could just sit around with no helmets and stuff. We did that on Rebels. And then they did it on episode 7 when Finn and Poe escapes. So lore breaking as hell. And for some reason, they also have a hyperdrive now, which if you just look at a TIE fighter, you can see that there's no room for hyperdrive.
Yeah.
There's simply no room.
And then so we have Mazeres trivia. Carolyn Georgian Blakiston, who portrayed Mon Mothma in Return of the Jedi, is still with us today at age 88. There you go.
Pretty cool.
Yes. Let's see here. I'm going to go through a little bit of the chat here. Oh yeah, I like this one here. So flying eyes. Yes, it's like they're always seeing, in a sense. If you want to go into that analogy with the Empire, they're always seeing. And right now we see that right now because they have that spy that infiltrated the the Alliance. So yeah, so I thought that was interesting. All right, let's go here. So let's move on here. And so we're getting into the next one. So let's go ahead and I will address the chat more before we move on to the second portion of this. All right. Anything you want to add to this first comic here, Stig?
No, pretty good.
Okay.
There's a lot of setup in those comics we've done so far.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Shane Nolan's saying a great book about Labyrinth of Evil, probably, because that's what we were talking about earlier. I don't know. This is a trilogy. Oh yeah. So we have the Dark Lord trilogy or whatever they call it, but it's Labyrinth of Evil, Revenge of the Sith, and Dark Lord, Rise of Darth Vader. So it's like a non-official type trilogy because it wasn't written to be a trilogy, but they complement each other so well. And like Dark Lord, Rise of Darth Vader happens just like right after Revenge of the Sith. And then you can also, a secondary part to that you can add is Kenobi, because Kenobi happens right after that too. So you can get the perspective of Darth Vader and the perspective of Kenobi right after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, those books kind of branch out from Revenge of the Sith and takes place pretty much at the same time.
Yeah, very good reads right there. So like if you read Dark Lord, Rise of Darth Vader, then I suggest after you're done, read Kenobi, because then you get both perspectives right after Revenge of the Sith and what's going on. Very, very good. And let's see here. OG Star Wars and Stig, I guess you can say this was when Star Wars was good and before it got flushed down the space toilet. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Close
then
Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, Lord, yes. Soul Assassin, it's like the book, comics and films are all planned. Yeah, you think? So, and then more missed opportunities, correct? And then, all right. So you guys hit the like button, share, all that. So 26 likes so far and 4 more to go for the 30 like hype, everyone. Yes. Thank you so much. So we're getting into part 4. So the 2 weeks ago, we did 1 and 2. Now we're reviewing 3 and 4 of In the Shadow of Yavin. And so we have Vader and Leia on the cover here. The Empire has a target lock on Leia. There we go. And she is like one of the most wanted people. Luke is the most now because he's the one that shot down the Death Star. So, yeah.
Luke, Leia, and Mon Mothma.
Exactly. All right, so let's go on. I just like the colors here because it's all bright red and stuff like that. And we have who is, her father, but she doesn't know that yet. We don't get to that. We're still, way early into the scenes here. And let's go here. And so we're back on Imperial, Coruscant Imperial Center. I just really love these images of Coruscant. I was talking to Stig about that last night. art this morning. I probably say it so many times, but yeah, I just like how the art is in the comics here. The Millennium Falcon basically now they basically got out of the refresher, got to their ship, and they're like, we have a little situation at landing platform DDF45317. Shots fired, requesting order. So
at the double D platform.
The double D platform. There you go. Nothing gets past you, Stig. Nothing.
No. I take this stream seriously, so I try to be alert.
Yes, thank you so much. And so we have the TIE fighters going after them. And so they make their way down into Coruscant, into the underworld, basically. So, so they're pursuing here. And so they haven't fully got down into the underworld yet, but they're getting pursued. So they're flying. So this is classic. Which one is it? Attack of the Clones, where they pursue the bounty hunter?
Yeah, a little bit.
Huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so we get another little thing, but this time it's Han and the Falcon. So we kind of get the Falcon's bigger than basically the speeders and the that they drove around, flew around in Attack of the Clones. But we get a little bit of that kind of chase scene in Coruscant, and it's a little bit of excitement here. So, and so they're like, they can't keep this up forever, and so they're making their way, trying to elude and get away from the TIE fighters here. So, we have Chewie getting down. Basically, no, he's going up in and he's shooting with his.
Yeah, this is badass though. Look at Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah,
that's a hero moment.
Yeah, Chewie's badass. They didn't give him any credit whatsoever in the new lore, whatsoever. No. They just made him like a pet.
Yeah.
And it took away, the honors of the Wookiees and stuff like that, what they're supposed to be.
He's a person and his name is Chewie.
He's a person. He's a person. He's not your pet. He's not your Uber driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he takes down an X-Wing. Look at that. Not X-Wing, a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're in atmosphere, so he can be on top of the Falcon like he is. Like, he's not fully on top of it, of course, because he's braced within still the. Yeah,
it's the same hatch Lando uses in Episode 5 when he goes up to basically catch Luke at Bespin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Continuity. Oh my God. But yeah. So now they're finally flying down. The more than 1,000 levels below Coruscant surface, the Millennium Falcon drifts into hiding, now wanted for just about every crime for which the Empire has laws. And so he's a very much wanted man as well. But this ruthless criminal sector near the heart of the Coruscant underworld is perhaps more than Han Solo bargained for. Dun dun dun. So, and if you don't know a lot about Coruscant lore, the deeper you go down into the underworld, there's not much laws, there's not much, imperial forces down there and all that. So you have a lot of lawlessness going down there. And
basically, the deeper you go, the more in deep shit you are.
Correct. And, we see that even throughout the lore, even like species have evolved differently down there because it's so dark, dank, lawless, and all of that. So, yeah. Yeah,
it's actually a little bit like what you see in the Knights of the Old Republic games on Taris, on the Undercity on Taris. That's a little bit like Coruscant.
Yeah.
We have the rat ghouls and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're back at the Rebel fleet here, and she is allowing the TIE fighters to leave, but I don't think this is Akbar. Let's see here. I wasn't too sure when I reviewed it last night if it was Akbar or not.
Yeah, the Mon Calamari looks the same to me.
Yeah, because she doesn't address him as Akbar, really. But he's questioning her allowing the X-Wings to take flights. And she's like, it's, I have full say. They're taking flight, and I want you to scratch this mission off the records like this never happened and they never were here. Again, because they want to locate a base, but they also need to, figure out who the spy is. So whatever they do right now, they can't have on records and stuff like that, because they're searching for a base. They have a spy among them, or, whatever. And so she's giving them orders to, basically take this mission and everything off the records. So in short, she's got to do. And he's like, ma'am, I must protest. And she's like, do it. So. And then Leia is, with them on this mission as well. So again, they have to be incognito. They have to be undercover, basically. And she's like, this has never happened. So, yeah. And so they take off. And we have on the bottom here, so they're taking off. Gray leader is Wedge, basically. And they have to improvise. They have to fall back if they do get noticed, or whatever. So they're talking about like those little dynamics right there. And then below here we have Luke. He is grounded still. So here we go. And they're like, and someone says, Luke, can you go give me a minute, Preeti?
You know what?
Huh?
When I was grounded as a kid, I spent a lot of time looking out the window too.
Did you?
So this is, yeah, longingly.
Longingly. You're like, no. And then so someone says Luke, and then, he's like, hold on, Preeti. And then again, Luke, and he's like, Ben? And then Luke's, he's like, Luke, beware. So we have Obi-Wan moment here again. Because that happens in the lore. Before Obi-Wan, had to go back and return fully into the Force, Obi-Wan was there for him on occasion. We didn't see it a lot, but he was there for him when he needed him. And basically, he's telling Luke that Leia's in danger. Leia's the one that's important, and basically she's in danger. So, and then Preeti comes near him, and she's like, who was that voice, or where was that voice coming from? And he's like, you heard that? So it kind of gives a hint. Is she Force sensitive? Did she hear it? What's going on? So what do you think about that, Steve? When she's like, who was that voice? Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe she heard it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she's like, where's that voice coming from? And he's like, you heard that? You heard that? You heard all that, basically. So he was amazed. So did she really hear Ben?
Well, otherwise she wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, I know. So that was crazy. So we have the droids here, and so basically, he's telling you may not access the data code, and R2's over here, accessing the data code, and Luke got that warning from Ben, so now he's like, I need to take off. I need to go assist Leia because she's in danger. And C-3PO is basically, you can't do this, C-3PO. We have orders, and C-3 or R2's like, basically kiss my ass, because if you could ever translate R2's like banter back at C-3PO, I bet you he's cussing him out and saying all kinds of shit to him.
Yeah, I think R2's very rude.
Yeah, R2's like blunt. I think he's blunt like you are, Stig. That's how I see it.
I'm not blunt at all.
Whatever. So basically, he is preparing Luke's X-Wing for flight, and C-3PO is trying to stop him because he got orders to ground him until Leia says otherwise. And then we have the Pybus system, and I didn't really research that to exactly know where that's at, so I can't really tell you exactly where that's at. And basically, Princess Leia Organa doesn't like flying to her friend to lying to her friends, but the survival of the rebellion is riding on two things: the successful procurement of a home base and
the Pybus system is in hut space.
okay, the Pipus. Okay.
Yeah, Pybus. Or did I spell it wrong?
Yeah.
It's only referenced in Star Wars 4 and 5, the comics. So this is 4. So we'll only see it for another comic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's why I was like, I didn't recognize exactly where this one's from. All right.
Yeah, it's in hut space, and it's near Butana Hutta.
Okay.
Grid coordinates S11.
Oh, okay.
And it has at least 4 moons.
Ah, okay. And so they're out in, I guess you could say, the criminal system. Basically, it's hut space.
Yeah.
So there's no law, like there's no impurity, like it's lawless out there basically. Well, huts are controlling it, but I wouldn't consider that law. It's their law basically. But and the ferreting out of the sources of the leaks, so basically finding the source of the leaks, the probable imperial spy in the mist by localizing information and having 3PO slice misinformation into rebel data cores, she can manipulate the spy into revealing him or herself. So she's making sure that there is false information so that they can find out who the spy is.
No.
And she doesn't like lying to them, but she needs to not give away what she's doing because she needs to have that spy come forward.
Mm-hmm.
So she's being very operative.
Yeah, she's doing what she has to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so they're still looking for a base, and they're on their mission. And lo and behold, bam, we have a Star Destroyer and an interdictor cruiser that shows up. And shit starts going down. So here we go. And they're in their staff wings. We know that she's not the best pilot in the Skywalker family, but she can still hold her own. But she has also wrecked a star, a X-wing already in the past comics. So we already know the history. Thus, Stig saying women aren't good pilots or drivers or whatever.
Yep.
So here we go. So shit starts going down. And she's like, I know she does admit she did, crash an X-wing, and she said she's not going to do it now. She's like, I am not crashing another X-wing wedge, So they go down into Pybus, and look how it looks. It's like foggy, swampy kind of land. It looks like very Huttish, I guess you can say, maybe, I don't know. And Pybus was not a location listed in the files there. 3PO sliced into the fleet's data system, and it was just one of many in Leia's personal navigation packets. So now they're down on the planet here, and they're basically shooting at them from atmosphere, it looks like. I'm thinking. So doing a bombardment or something like that.
Yeah, they're being yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, so they're still facing them right here, and they're trying not to get caught up into the interdictor as well. So they're, and then they have the squadron, they have 2 squadrons coming out after them now. So we have that action going on. So it's getting good, you guys. All right. So she's switching to proton torpedoes. And then all of a sudden, we have Luke preparing to go meet them. And, C-3PO is like, Master Luke, please, the data pad. And, it's like, I'm under strict orders from the princess, and Luke's like, piss on you. I have orders from Ben Kenobi. And then we have, lo and behold, look at who we have searching for Han.
Yeah, Boba.
Mm-hmm. Yup, Boba is now searching for Han. And then we have Mon Mothma here, watching over the fleet. You have a priority in comm, a message marked confidential. And she goes, disregard and hold all my calls. She's trying to stay out of it because, they don't want the spy to know anything. So she's like, I don't want to know anything as well. Near the sanctuary moon in the indoor system. So we have Lord Vader. The quotas are too high. So he's like, again, overseeing what's going on. We don't need more slaves for incentives. We need time. And again, they use different species, non-human species, for slaves. And we've always known that. So another thing about, the Empire, being xenophobic and using them just for their needs and seeing them less than human or less than sentient beings, I guess you can say. They didn't regard other species very well. And he says the emperor is eager to complete construction to restore the proper balance of power in the universe. That is why I am here. So, we have his the fleet. We have the officer, being interrogated a little bit by Vader, and the development of the Death Star as well. So, and he says to underscore the Emperor's eagerness, and he goes, Lord Vader, if I may, I fear the realities of the ground as it, realities on the ground as it were, may simply not be clear to the Emperor, whose duties require him to be elsewhere. So, they're having a little banter going on here. So, and he basically says, if His Excellency were to actually visit rather than rely on, so now he's like trying to badmouth Vader a little bit, like rely on him. So he was saying if the Emperor was here, instead of sending his minion Vader over here, he could see basically everything's being done. And Vader's like, I'm in a bad mood. I'm not putting up with your shit. And he puts a saber through his heart, through his chest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Typical Vader fashion. We see him all the time, and he is in particularly a bad mood right now because he got demoted in a sense. And he doesn't want to be there. He wants to be searching down the rebels and searching for Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So then we have this lady coming in here, and I thought this was interesting. The Admiral here would attribute your treason failure to my inability to relay on a message properly. Would anyone care to back up the Admiral? So he's challenging his people right now. He's like, if anybody wants to back him up, step forward. And so she says, he's right. And he's like, I heard that. Who are you? I don't know you. Explain yourself. And I'm curious, like, is she a part of the,
she's an Imperial. She's
yeah.
Well, we will find out.
Yeah. And so here we are. So basically she starts talking to him about, scenarios and stuff. And that's Bera Sai, my lord. So that's her name, Bera Sai. She's a system designer employed by Kuwat and assigned to assign to Vader's staff as a liaison to the projects.
Yeah, she's basically the producer of the Death Star,
mm-hmm.
kind of.
Mm-hmm. So she's there to oversee, and Kuwat is a huge, shipbuilding corporation, basically. Like I think it's bigger than Corellia's, right? It's like the main shipyard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so she's basically sent in to oversee things as well and work side along Vader. And he does notice the Force is strong in her. So he senses that. He goes, the Force is strong with you, Bera Sai. And so he notices that. And so she kind of puts Vader a little, I wouldn't say at ease, but she kind of calms down the situation from escalating because Vader's not in a very good mood at all. And so he recognizes her force sensitivity, and she's like, I'm not sure what you mean, Lord Vader, basically. And so there's thought going on here, and this meeting is dismissed. So he dismisses everybody, and he calls her over. And so she goes to him as well, and he's like, regarding the display, so they start their conversation, and she basically asks him if he would make her a moth as well. So she, a temporary moth status, while she's there. And I think he does grant her that as well. And she kneels down to him, basically submitting. And then, so now we have him in his chamber here. And I thought this was really interesting because we don't hardly get to see too many scenes of him. And he has his helmet on, and we only see the backside of his head. So you could see, like the scars and burns from Mustafar here. And
yes, and he's also kind of deteriorating. Because that suit is keeping him alive. It's not healing him.
Yeah, he's not. There's no healing going on whatsoever. And so he's thinking about. He's like Skywalker. His name is Skywalker. So now he's thinking about that in relationships to him as well. And so we have him in thoughts, and we can only assume anything else he's thinking about the situation. Really.
Yeah, and they did find out Skywalker's name in a previous in a standalone comic or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he's realizing his name is Skywalker, and so, he it's like all of the shit's happening to him. He gets, basically demoted in a sense. Now he has to oversee the Death Star too, and he realizes that pilot's name is Skywalker. So a lot of shit's going on for him. And so we start seeing this little bit of this Anakin start coming up now, in a sense, because I think this point here is when we start seeing it, really, because it brings up the emotions of losing his wife and his child. And now we have this little thing about his name is Skywalker, and that's his name. So a lot of emotions going on there, and which, rightfully so. And then we get to this part here, and, they send the fleet, they have a couple of squads after them, and we have Leia here, and and she's trying to make her way, she's trying not to get killed, basically. So you want to say anything about the scene, Stig?
No, the TIE interceptors are being deployed right away.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see her face in concentration and determination and stuff. So, and we see what we see, we get to see what they see here. And, we have little dots that, are all the interceptors and stuff like that.
She's pissed and snarling, just like women drivers in traffic.
Oh my God. I feel so sorry for you if you have, with all the women drivers in your life that you've been in a car with, because we're not all like that. And then here we go. So they're pursuing, we have the X-Wings here, and they're in battle, and she's like, we'll make a stand here. Next stand or fall. So,
yeah,
and that's
spoiler, she doesn't die.
Of course, we know she doesn't die. But yeah, so they're being, so they're meeting he again, they're fighting for their lives here. They're searching for base. They need to find who the spy is. There's a lot of shit going on. Luke responds to Obi-Wan Kenobi because he's like, she's in danger, you need to go. And so again, he's breaking orders, but because of what Ben was telling him. So he's following, I guess you could say, Jedi path there in responding, And so it's getting good. It's getting good. So what do you think about these two comics here so far, Stig?
A hell of a lot of setup, actually.
Yeah.
I'd give both of them a 7.
Okay.
7 out of 10. Great artwork, though. Worth it for that alone. And exactly. If you're into ships and stuff, and I guess the lore of the ships and when they were made, all kinds of stuff like that. This is good stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think that was Baron Soontir fell. So I'm gonna look it up now. I know he eventually defects from the Empire at one point, and he does end up marrying Wedge's sister, as I remember. Or maybe I'm thinking about the wrong.
Yeah, that's in the X-Wing comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see here. And this is before the X-Wing, so you guys, so we are seeing history, history, evolution of history in Star Wars here and stuff. So very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Come on, let me scroll down here. Yeah. And so what do you think about Luke responding to Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Well, we already knew that he did stuff like that. I mean, it's even in the old Marvel comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. It's taken long to find. But yeah, so maybe that's Fel's dad. So what's Fel's dad's name? That's what I'm thinking about. It's Soontir Fel, is it? I get confused on all the Fels here. Like who is the father?
Isn't it Sontir Fel?
Soontir. I've heard it saying Soontir in the Audible, but it could be Sontir.
No, just look for Baron Fel.
Yeah. Okay, Baron Fel. Let's see here. It goes to Soontir Fel. Let's see here. Yeah, so I will look that. I will figure that one out later. I think it is so. And so, what do you think about Han's adventure down in Coruscant?
I think it's cool every time we get to see the lower levels of Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I know Coruscant is such a fascinating planet city. I really like it. Not one of my favorite planets, but I'm fascinated by it. What's your favorite? If you had a favorite planet, what would it be?
Tatooine.
Tatooine. Okay.
Yeah, because that's when where it starts. It's my favorite part of the Star Wars movies is from when the Jawas show up at the Lars farm and until they leave Tatooine. That there's my favorite little bit. Don't know why. Maybe it's the music.
Uh-huh.
But and it has that binary sunset scene in there, and you have Kenobi and all of that stuff. That's and I actually remember the first time I saw it too, because I watched episode 4 after 5 and 6 because I never had access to A New Hope. It was always rented out whenever I was at a video rentals place, but all of a sudden they started showing it on national TV, so I couldn't watch it at night because I had homework. So I set the VCR to record it from TV, and I got up early before I went to school and I was watching that, and it was I think it was in May. So daylight 24/7 in Norway at that time.
Yeah,
and it was getting sunny and stuff, and I had opened the the balcony door and stuff, and I could just hear the birds chirping and stuff like that, and I was watching episode 4 before school.
Oh wow.
So I just have a very clear memory of that.
Yeah, awesome. That's cool. I love hearing stories like that. So here we go. It says, Ancient One, Luke Skywalker responded to Obi-Wan Kenobi like that means that the latter is reminding the former to follow his conscience over orders. Yeah, especially when something is really gonna go wrong. Yeah. And then Soul Assassin, Coruscant, I'm a city guy. Shane says, Naboo for me. So anybody else in the chat wants to share what your favorite Star Wars planet is, go ahead and you just could name the planet and or maybe even tell why. Let's see here. Soul Assassin. R2 talks like he's on the Jerry Springer show. R2, I mean, like you say, like you can like just imagine what you like the little remarks that snide remarks he's saying to C-3PO, and C-3PO's response to him, alludes to his mannerism, and it's funnier than heck. I really like their relationship between those two droids.
Yeah. So, well, if there's a planet I would have liked to live on, it would probably be Naboo.
Yeah, Naboo, huh? Because of the scenery and stuff, and how it's yeah. Okay. Awesome. Soul Assassin, money on Luke's girlfriend being a spy. That's what I'm thinking. Can't wait to, uncover that, who the spy is. Yeah, she works for Kuat, probably talking about the Moff lady.
Yeah. Well, she's not a Moff.
Well, she gets granted a temporary Moff during that time.
Yeah.
Snail Messiah, Dathomir, such an interesting planet. I loved going there when Star Wars Galaxies first came out back in 2001. Very interesting.
A friend of mine played Star Wars Galaxies. On average 10 hours a day.
Damn.
For 3 years, I think it was. And this was while he was also working. He had no life. He was just living in that game. And apparently, if I remember it correctly, they ruined it by patching the game, and they did some changes that just screwed up the game. So, yeah.
Wow.
And Snail Messiah can probably he probably knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I never played it though, so but I remember my friend being well, the word upset is a mild one.
For that situation, it was very
yeah, he actually, I remember him calling me at least 3 times and just ranting about that game, and I was sitting there, well, I haven't played it, I wouldn't know, and he just ignored it and kept ranting.
He's like, I don't care what you think, I just need to rant.
Yes.
Poor, that's so sad. Yeah. Oh my God. George Hilton, Kashyyyk, I like trees and not Ewoks. Okay, fair enough. I never expect this. Hoth, and this is from Dead Man Walking 55. Hello, and thank you again to one of my members of the channel. Thank you so much. And I do have, speaking of Ewoks, I do have emoji Ewok for those who are members of my channel that they can, use. All right. Hoth, snow speeders, tauntauns, and wampas. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, technically, I can go to Hoth because it's in Norway.
Yes, that's right.
It's actually not that far away. The hotel that they lived in when they filmed Hoth, was it's still there.
Yeah.
And that scene where Luke is running away from the Wampa cave? You see him from behind. Yeah. They filmed that one right outside the hotel door.
Oh,
because it was a snowstorm, so they were in the lobby filming out through the door, and they had Hamill run out into the snow. So the snow you see is actually real. That's how bad the snowstorm was.
Oh yeah, I remember them saying how they, how difficult it was to record, even for equipment, because if they were actually recording in the environment.
Yeah. Oh, Holocron Library Fox in the chat has an excellent pun. He says the Hothel, or Hothel.
The Hothel. The Hothel.
7 out of 10. Giving it a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Where am I gonna? Let's see here. Force users were very OP.
Well, they should be.
I think after their training, because you see a sense of them not being able to use it, and then as they progress in their training, be able to use it and harness other abilities as well as they get more skilled into learning how to harness the Force. But also, not to counter your OP thing, but not every, well, in the original lore, not every Force user have the same ability.
Yeah, yeah,
Either.
but
So,
you get to pick it though
mm-hmm.
for your own character. But still, the Force is magic
Yeah.
technically. So
Yeah.
if you can do magic, you're more dangerous than an average Joe.
Exactly. And they're not immortal either, so that makes it very interesting because they could still die and stuff. They're not immortal, but they have those special abilities, and so it's so that's what makes it very interesting, I guess you can say, in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
it's actually a little gripe I have with modern role playing games and stuff
Uh-huh.
because they always, well, at some point they decided everything has to be balanced so that someone who plays a thief, right,
Uh-huh.
shouldn't feel underpowered compared to a wizard. But I mean, if you're a high level wizard, you
Mm-hmm.
should be able to wipe the floor with a thief.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
should. Yeah. Yeah, I get your gripe. It doesn't make sense to do that.
Yeah, if you can use magic that makes it rain, meteors, that that should be more powerful than picking locks. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. And then Caffeinated Wolf, thank you for joining us. And Dathomir 2 is a favorite place
I
to
like
go.
I like the women on Dathomir, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah, because you would be subjugated as a slave or something.
Yeah, I'll have one of the Dathomir witches as a as a maid in my house.
I don't think they would like that whatsoever.
Well, I can give them chocolate. Women likes that, so as long as I give them chocolate,
Chocolate and wine, huh?
yeah.
Oh goodness, the toxic in this channel right now. All
Toxic
right.
is practical. It's give and take.
A give and take, huh?
Hmm.
All right. All right. So, Snail Messiah, the crafting system was amazing. The upgrade was the CU combat upgrade, which changed the game to be more like SWTOR is very simple. So, I'm still, I don't know much about the updates past because I haven't played games in a very long time. I'm starting to revisit games now. So, all right. I know Stig does, so he's great at that, addressing
No,
that.
I don't play the online games though,
Okay.
because when I play a game that's story based,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be left alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with a bunch of people. I just
You want to totally immerse yourself without any distractions, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
get
want I don't want weirdos butting in.
it. You don't want to be on weird missions with people you don't know or even with friends because you want to be totally immersed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. It's about the personal experience and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The Ace 2, Bastion, Imperial Remnant Capital, Cool Planet. Okay. Yeah. And I know that in the Hand of Thrawn duology, Han and Lando goes on a mission to Bastion. So
Yeah. I actually just read that one.
okay, you done with it now?
Yes.
Nice.
I
Awesome.
posted a little review of that duology on Twitter
Okay.
3 or 4 days ago.
All right, I missed it. Was it on your other one? Your
No,
Steve?
I'm yeah, the one I I closed my
Okay.
Twitter, so it's gone now.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I gave it a well. What I said was I gave the duology an 8 out of 10,
Okay.
and I said it was probably the most plot heavy of the EU novels
Okay.
because it has a very huge plot, basically.
Yeah. Do you think that it helps kind of set up New Jedi Order in a sense? Because of the Hand of Thrawn base and where it's located and, hinting around about far outsiders and stuff?
A little bit. I always thought it just sets up possibilities for whoever moves forward.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think the Timothy Zahn was planning the Yuuzhan Vongs.
No, I don't think so either. And but like you said, it helps set things up in a sense. But it's I get what you're saying there. And so that's why I had to ask you, because people, some people think that it helps set up the Vong, but then I think it just gave people, the other authors, ideas of writing from that. And it was so easy to kind of, say, oh, then maybe they were talking about the Vong in that trilogy, or not trilogy, the duology. And I don't think Zahn played well with others.
No. But the first Knights of the Old Republic game has a little Vong moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's right.
Yeah, because Canderous, if you talk to Canderous Ordo, the Mandalorian, he'll tell a story about a strange ship he had seen that looked almost like a little meteorite.
Yeah.
It was in the Outer Rim, and it had traveled off into the unknown space.
Yeah. Yep.
It was like a long scouting ship, I think.
Mm-hmm. Little hints here and there if you really pick up the novels. And that's why I get confused when people say it was not coherent. The EU was a mess. It was all over the place. I'm like, did you even read and pick up on all the continuity hints, even in the Old Republic? Even though it's not specifically tied to the Skywalker, legacy in a sense, you still had hints of, what's coming up in the future of the lore and stuff, in very small, minor hints, but they're there. So I'm like, people, are you just ridiculous? You don't know what you're talking about. You didn't read something, or you read it in Infinities, comic or whatever, and then major, point off of that, which is not very valid. So, yeah, but I digress. All right, Ancient One. This is why Luke Skywalker would be orderly good. Orderly good, because he follows his conscience over orders when things are going to go horribly wrong. If such wasn't the case, he'd be true orderly instead. Okay. I think I get what you're saying there. Let's see here. And then there's that pun. Awesome, dude. There was talk about pre and post CU. Everything in the game could be used to as decoration and microsystem, which sometimes something I haven't seen in games before or after. All right. SWG. All right. Let's see here. That's cool to know. So we said something that hit something with him. Robert DeCosta, Luke grows to follow the intent of the code, not bearer letter of the Jedi code. That's questionable, really, because they do follow the code still. The code from the old order is still being used in the new order, the Jedi code. So, but it's interesting how some of the dynamics within from the past and presents are changed, so it's, a nice little evolution. And just like what Yoda said in Revenge of the Sith novelization, is that the order needs to evolve, and that he failed to evolve the order. He trained the Jedi to fight Sith of 1,000 years ago versus, the Sith that they have encountered now, and that the Sith evolved and the Jedi didn't. And that's why they had the advantage over the Jedis, because the Jedi didn't evolve. So very clear in that novel. So if you haven't picked up Revenge of the Sith novel, do it. If you want to listen to it, it's unabridged as well, and a great listen as well. So pick it up. Pick it up. Let's see here. And we are coming to a close here. So I'm going to read a few more comments here. And then again, thank you guys all for coming in and listening in. Again, we will continue the comic review and discussion next Thursday. So I look forward to that. We are getting heavily into the story here, and it's getting exciting. So Snell Messiah. Okay, so he's still talking about the game here. Thank you for sharing. Let's see here. Excuse me. All right, so he says, this is to you, Stig. Stig, you'd have fun in SWTOR and you can play it alone all the way through. I asked you to play the agent storyline, which is very best in the entire game.
I'll think about it, but at this point though, I am drowning in games I haven't played yet because you see a sale and you buy like a pile of games because yeah, this will be excellent to have during winter, right? And then when winter comes, they have other sales, so you buy my GOG backlog is perversely huge.
Yeah. And then Soul Assassin, Twitter is not going to be the same without seeing Stig calling someone a twat.
Well, I'll try to call people twats on streams though, because it will be on this thing until Allura gets fed up and wants to do other things. And,
Yeah.
Then Game of Thrones talk on Sporking's channel and the trivia on Geek Planet.
Yeah.
But what I won't do though is and put this in quotation marks, the Fandom Menace stuff. I'm just tired of talking about pop culture news.
Yeah.
And and that's not me taking a stab at the people that do that, because you can talk about whatever you want and all the best to you, but I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, yourself, you're tired, and so that's not what you want to focus on.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about how bad Brie Larson's going to be in the next Marvel movie, or whatever stuff that they're doing to ruin Batman. I don't know. It's just, it's so much.
Yeah, I get it. Dr. Coffin Nails. New Jedi Order can F and get married though. Yes, they can. Well, they can do that in the past, but it was very much frowned upon.
They can they can do that, but the writers can also F themselves. And also put writers in quotation marks.
Oh, but he's talking about the original lore, not the new lore.
Oh, I thought. Sorry, I thought it meant the High Republic.
No. No, he's talking about the New Jedi Order, Luke's New Jedi Order, the original lore. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I read it wrong. But got the High Republic in the back of my mind. It's just.
Yeah. So.
I'm going to use the Force to dry my hair.
And I'm gonna use my lightsaber as a dancing pole.
Yeah. Not that I mind that, but it's not the Jedi way either.
Yeah, you watch them slide down the lightsaber and they're slicing themselves in half between the legs. That's so awful. All right, Caffeinated Wolf, you always put on an excellent show. Thank you so much. I appreciate, and much love to you guys, to you, for coming in as well. Holocron Library, Fox, indeed. Let's see here. Am I missing anything here? So we can close up. I have some errands to do after this, so I have to take off soon. Ancient One, since Steve Kenobi is no longer using Twitter, ever thought of using Instagram or similar OG Star Wars? I'm still in full communication with Stig, so I don't have to worry about that. I do have Instagram as well, but that's for my yoga business, so that's separate from this. So
I'm not getting Instagram. Hell no.
You're like, no. If me, I'm using it for business and stuff, and even for my painting. So I have 2 different Instagrams, but not for the Star Wars stuff. I don't want to do 3.
Yeah, my hatred for any kind of social media is growing. Festering.
Yeah. And then Dad Man Walking, another really engaged and interesting discussion. Thank you so much. OG is correct. Imagine Stig Kenobi using the lightsaber as a dancing pole. No, that'd be weird. Stig.
Yeah, that would be doing a split, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because you'd be hugging lightsaber, and and I'm not a dancing person. The few times I have danced with women is I just basically just hug them and move around slowly, like a slow dance.
It can be fast and he's still hugging on to you. I'm not letting you go.
No, I'm not doing anything fast. I'm just move around.
Where do you like to put your hands when you slow dance with a woman?
I just put the arms around her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just almost like a hug, right? Or an embrace. And I don't grope either. I'm very polite.
Okay. Yeah, because I've talked to some men that will say, like, I like to put one hand on her ass and one hand on her around her back and hold her close. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, if it's private and
or you're in that kind of relationship, yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that at I don't know, wherever people dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a gropey person.
You're not a gropey person. Okay.
No.
Snail Messiah at OG Stars. If you want to play Sator, I'll be happy to get you started and geared up. Not just yet. I do have Sator and I'm also playing. I also have a few other games that I'm beginning to play. So and I think once I start getting really into them and feel comfortable with the mechanics of the games and stuff, then I probably will do a small review on them like as I go along. So I'm excited for that. Thanks to Stig. Thank you so much because he gifted me with a few the games. So yes. So if I do have a review,
Assassin, I saw that. You twat.
Uh-oh. I didn't see that.
It's the bottom comment.
I'll have to go to that. All right, Dr. Coffinell's yoga. What? You weren't sexy enough before. Yeah, I'm a yoga teacher. I am a yoga teacher. So I
flexible work hours.
I do. I have a lot of flexible work hours. It's awesome. And now
if someone says get bent, it's not really an insult.
No, it's not. I was like, I'll show you bent. Yep. All right. So yes, I see. Now I got the ABBA song in my head and laugh out dancing Stig.
Yeah.
And then Stig singing Norwegian pop.
No, Norwegian pop sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I listen to rock and heavy metal.
Yes, he does. And I'm going to miss those little things, his little videos that he shared each day.
Yeah, I used to do that. Put up have a good day, everyone, or something, and I put a music video.
Yeah, so that was really good of him to, do that and stuff. So that will be missed. It will. But again, I support what you are deciding for yourself. And no matter how long, if this is forever or for a short time or what have you, I get that, you need a peace of mind for yourself. I get that.
Well, I quit at the end of my birthday, which was May 12th, and I ended it with a little gif from Bilbo's birthday in The Lord of the Rings when he puts on the ring and vanishes.
Yeah.
I thought I should get nerd points for that. Come on, that was well timed. It seems though what's been happening on Twitter with Fandom Menace people and stuff that started that day. I had nothing to do with it, by the way.
You're clean of that. Your hands are clean of that.
Yeah, I picked the perfect day to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm like, okay, just burn yourselves, all of you, all right? Because that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, and this is not a jab at anyone, though. It's just, people have grievances and whatever. Just let them,
Yeah, and rightfully so. Stuff needs to be handled and all that. So with that being said, you guys tune in to next Thursday, and we will continue reviewing and going over these comics and discussing the lore surrounding these comics. And I've been really enjoying these because we do see Leia. She's taking action because the rebel, they need her to take action. She's a X-Wing pilot, even though we don't see her in them very much. She does have that capability, and I've been adoring that. I've been adoring her taking up responsibilities as being a fighter as well. And there's so few right now.
And what the hell, Wilkins? That's a horrible thing to say in the chat.
What did he say? Oh, I have a $2 super chat as well. When Alora teaches yoga, people bend to her will. Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
And then Stieg sucks.
Yeah, come on. It's like been hours since my birthday, and then he starts stabbing like that.
Oh, it's Stieg roast right here. It's Matt Wilkins had to get that end before the stream ended. That end.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, ass man.
All right. Now, with that conclusion, Stieg, so we know now that you are in hiatus in a sense, and that you will still chat.
This is proper Kenobi because I'm now in exile.
He is in exile. There we go.
Yeah, self-imposed exile.
Mm-hmm.
Because get off my damn lawn. Yeah, but yeah, it's good. I'll get to focus on books and nerdy stuff, and still alive. Yeah,
and again, I have total communication with him and stuff, and he's still part of Coffee Chat, and he will be on other videos when if it feels right to him. He'll be like on Open Airlocks or the Geek Blend, if time permits and stuff. So you'll still see him around and stuff, and enjoy his pun, his banter, and all that, and nerd out with him as well with Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or what have you. So yeah. And that's one thing I'll be starting to pick up to read again is Lord of the Rings as well. So never know. I might be on a chat talking about that. So yeah. All right. So you guys, thank you for tuning in to Coffee Chat. And thank you so much for listening in on the comics as well. Like I said, I've been enjoying this arc with Leia. Phenomenal, a lot of good character development between the big three, I guess you can say, and with Mon Mothma as well. We get to see behind the scenes of her, her worriedness and her wanting to push forward to, to create a new government and get out from underneath the tyranny of the empire as well. And so very, very good development there. So you guys, thank you again. And next week will be 5 and 6 are, I think so. I'll announce that we're going in order of the comic here. So there might be a few not standalone, but another series in between in continuity of this series here that we're reading. So you guys, thank you again. Hit that like button, share the stream as well. So whoever missed, who wants to listen in on these comics can as well. And again,
can I say something?
Go ahead.
We wouldn't be doing this without the chat, because we might be on the stream and yapping, but we interact a lot with the chat, and you guys are always great. So yeah. It's a team efforts, and you're all part of that team, big part of that team.
Yes,
vital part. So needs to be said too.
Oh yeah, exactly. And so
except Wilkins though. There's always that one guy. You might be walking in a meadow filled with fresh flowers, and then a cow took a dump on these flowers. And there's a scent.
All right, so Soul Assassin. Months from now, someone's gonna bring up Stieg, and I'll be, now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Laugh out loud. All right, and let's go here. Stieg is right. He wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for me. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You too, and Jade. Shadow, hello. I'll educate you on Latour or Legacy of the Ring during D&D Alora. Laugh out loud. And then I think I skipped one here that I wanted to show. Mary is your gal for Lord of the Ring talk as well. So awesome. We have a lot of other lore, fantasy too, to go over. And I'm excited for that. Just in the background while doing, Star Wars lore and stuff is Lord of the Ring. So I'm excited about that. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and put this stream to an end. Again, thank you guys so much for listening in and participating in the chat. Thank you again for the super chats as well. And may the force be with you.
Take care and be well.